Welcome to this new video on Forza Horizon 5, where we're going to test some rather unlikely vehicles. Indeed, ever since we could mod the game on PC, we've been able to unlock a whole bunch of non-player character vehicles. For example, like the truck we're going to test today, we'll be testing several, don't worry. So, these vehicles we're going to try out today, you can already try a few of them in certain stories in Forza Horizon 5. There are a few missions where, indeed, you'll be able to drive them, but these aren't vehicles that you can normally keep for the open world. And they're not vehicles you can normally obtain or drive freely. That's something you can do with mods. We'll start with a basic truck. Actually, for this one, maybe I made a mistake in the introduction of this video. You won't be able to drive this vehicle in the story. It's usually only for traffic. It's a bit annoying that the game's camera isn't designed for driving such large vehicles. As a result, the camera blocks the front view of the vehicle. So we'll switch to the interior camera or inside view. With the mirrors, the small license plate, and the black square in front, at the very least, he's speeding past another truck. We reach 200 kilometers per hour in total silence, even though most vehicles like this are glitched in the game since we're not meant to drive them. They didn't include vehicle sounds, but they're fast. We hit 200 km/h and they handle well. You can feel it. Although it's heavy and leans in turns, it doesn't handle like a normal truck. I forgot, but with the game's telemetry, I can provide some info. You see, we're at about 700 km/h, so basically, the vehicle's power must be somewhere between 900 and 1000 horsepower, with nearly 3000 newton meters of torque. With the turbo, I think when pushed, that's about it. You can feel the turbo pressure, right? I think it means we have a turbo that produces 3 bars of pressure. We have 4000 newton meters of torque, so it's very powerful. But I'm not sure we'll have enough space to reach maximum power. It's 720 kudos. I don't want to say anything wrong, but I think 720 kudos is exactly 1000 horsepower. However, it's really bad off-road. Believe it or not, unlike most of the other vehicles in the game that go easily on dirt, you can take any old beater from Forza Horizon 5, even with standard tires. It works, but not with this one. Maybe it's too long and gets stuck on the rocks. Honestly, it feels like a physics bug. The game doesn't want us to climb hills with this vehicle, so wait, what? We can upgrade it. So, 5 tons, 8-liter engine, 720 kW, but I didn't think we could upgrade it. So, maybe in this video, we'll just focus on one vehicle, but go all out with it. So, I don't really know what's showing up. These vehicles usually aren't playable, so they don't appear like this. Actually, I don't know what we're changing, we're modifying something, but after that, no idea. And especially, I see that we can modify the engine, but wait, it's happening. That means that the vehicle we can't drive is still compatible with upgrades. It's a bit absurd, and now, are these big things or not? Yeah, we'll surpass 1000 horsepower, but it's not as extreme as some traffic vehicles in Forza Horizon 4, where you could reach around 2000 horsepower. On the other hand, we can give it a 6-speed gearbox to adjust the gears, a racing differential, and we can also put racing tires on it like this. It's perfect. We can change the rims, but I don't think we're going to mess with that too much because that's the kind of thing that could crash the game. Wait, let's see what actually changed with, well, the thing we changed on it. Actually, it's funny. I don't know if you noticed, but oh yeah. Okay, it's mainly the livery that changed actually. I don't know if you caught that. When we modified our truck, there were licensed parts. Or maybe, I don't know if it's a real brand or if it's a brand invented for the game. In this case, it was HPD. I don't know if it's something really made for Forza Horizon or if it's an actual official brand. If it's an official brand, it's odd we have undrivable vehicles in the game that still get licensed custom parts. That's pretty weird. Still, the current grip is impressive. It's a bit broken. Right now, it grips the road well. I have to admit, I got a little scared. Going under the bridge, I wondered, what if we can't make it through? I'd like to test it out of curiosity to see how the game's physics react when we jump. So, we're going to go test the vehicle on the jump that's south of the map, the big ramp that's at the airfield. Oh wow, oh the drift.
Uh-oh.
The French player's skill is beautiful. Now let's see how the jump goes. The handbrake feels super intense now, like a hydraulic one from a drift car. Let's go. Let's see how it goes with the game's physics. There's a world where my game crashes and I have to start the video over. We'll see that in just a moment. Let's put up the little telemetry here. Yeah, it's got almost 1,100 horsepower, I think now, so it's still really powerful, but I feel like we haven't gained much speed, in my opinion. Maybe the gearbox is a bit too long? What do you think? Let's shorten the gearbox to get more power. We're speeding up, targeting 220 km/h. Catching up with them now would be wild. Given the aerodynamics, the aero is really pretty well managed in this game. It's actually quite realistic. Even if you had 4,000 horsepower on something like this, it would still be very difficult to really reach high speeds with it. And now, yeah, we're actually getting even less than before the upgrade. Let's see the jump. I hope it doesn't bug out. I hope we don't, like, slam on the ramp. Oh, there we go. Poof.
Oh, the
jump is lame.
Oh, there.
It's ridiculous compared to when we barely got a few millimeters on that jump. Afterwards, I'll also show you a bit of gameplay with the flatbed truck, but overall, just know that it's basically the exact same vehicle. Actually, in physics and performance, if we can call it that, it's the same, with the same performance ratings, the same power, the same specs, and probably also as a result, the same customizations. It's pretty standard in that regard. The only thing that's going to change, if I'm not mistaken, is the logos on the front of the vehicle. That's it, it's the same thing. But I have to say, this one is actually pretty convenient to use because it's lower and smaller. Well, you can see the road. That's cool, since not seeing the road is annoying. In a racing game, let's say, in terms of handling, it's pretty much the same, even though I feel like the weight is a bit less noticeable in the back. I think it's more about where you put things, so let's say this is the alternative version of Truck 1 that I just showed you. There's another one I'd really like to try. It's Story's Truck, the one we'll use to transport things like in Nut's Story. The Nissan 370S that are stored on the platform. Now, this one seems to have different performance, so I'm thinking maybe it will have a different account as well, and it seems to be less buggy. So, for the simple and good reason that this vehicle, since we're using it in a story, well, obviously, the camera had to adapt to it a little bit and everything that goes with it. Let's check right away if there are any upgrades available and customizations. Or if we're going to stay in Category D, knowing that here, well, how much? It's got 273 key dollars, so that's about, let's say, 400 horsepower for 6 tons. So in this case, it's probably going to be slower. We can add off-road gear to it, but I think it's the same. They probably planned that for the story. We might have to go through puddles or something later. So I think they set up a slightly different configuration for that. And then, well, so what's going to change here? Not much, really. Actually, I wonder if there's even any change at all. I think this is just to unlock the aero settings, but that's it. The rest doesn't change at all, so earlier, when we changed the parts, maybe nothing actually changed, I didn't notice, and that's it. Absolutely nothing changes. And I'm checking one last thing. Conversion. Engine modification. So, wait. But wait. So, wait, I wasn't expecting that. So, we have a 16 diesel engine that must come from the Unimog, I think. And now, we'll have a sound. Indeed. With 1,200 kilowatts, that's about 1,500 to 1,600 horsepower. But what really interests me is what I saw, the engine. So it's the same engine, but I think in a more advanced version. And now, as a result, we're at 1,790 kilowatts, which gives us, I checked, 2,400 horsepower. So obviously, I think it's going to have more power. The thing is, though, it's still very heavy. 1.8 tons more than other trucks we've tested. But I think this will feel more realistic to drive since it was actually designed for driving. Not often in special conditions and all, but at least a minimum. So, let's see how it goes with our good old diesel engine. At the moment, I don't notice any major changes in driving. I'm a bit disappointed. It's a bit stiffer, maybe there are more vibrations and all. The camera's position is better, but in my opinion, it's still junk. Are there any interesting settings, or is that lame too? The 6-speed gearbox is criminal, 192 top speed. Still, that's not very impressive. We're gonna try the jump again to see if we do better. But honestly, I'm convinced it's going to be tough. The cameras are better. I hope you enjoy this short video. There are ways to make more since the game has various traffic vehicles. Some upgraded, some wild, and some bad. So, let me know in the comments if you want to see more. And of course, don't hesitate to leave a like on this video. Subscribe and follow me on Twitch for upcoming streams. Using your Prime on my channel really supports me and makes me happy. So, we're going to finish with a little jump with our truck, And then that'll be it for today's video. The only thing that's a bit of a shame with these vehicles is that, objectively, there are fewer secret vehicles and fewer crazy vehicles in this game compared to Horizon 4. Remember Horizon 4? There were low vehicles, the McLaren Owen, for example, which was one of a kind and truly unique. By the way, who leaked it? It wasn't a car we were supposed to be able to get, but we got it anyway. It had customizations, like making it a P1 GTR, which was cool. There were trucks, traffic vehicles like we tested today, and even more vehicles to play with, including the Null. Because also, for now, on Forza, it's still not playable on Horizon 5, I mean. And then, there were also, in another category, the Horizon story vehicles, like the Taxi, for example, the Chevrolet Bel Air, which was completely overpowered and had some really unique physics. Unfortunately, there are a bit fewer things like that in this Forza. And also, unfortunately, it's coming a little bit late. They restricted modding so much that testing this type of vehicle won't happen until 2026, 5 years after the game's release. Whereas I think that in Horizon 4 we had those things through simple tricks. We got them, I don't know, a year after the release. Well, it's normal for them to do their best to limit mods and exploits and all that, but honestly, it's still a shame that in a driving game like this, you can't access all the vehicles, including the traffic vehicles. There's no reason. There's no license issue, and the vehicle isn't from a brand without one. Suppose there's no contract with the game, which is a bit unusual. Anyway, we're going to do the jump, then we'll stop there afterwards. For today, it's definitely more fun to drive because it makes some noise. It's true that it's kinda cool. Afterward, can we improve? Still, I'm unsure about our jump distance. Especially with the Nissan, I think that's why the truck is heavier. We're carrying it too. Oh yes, we're doing better. Yes. Definitely, it reacted much better on the... Over the distance, there you go. 180 meters record broken. A little slide and a tiny drift with it. Alright, I'll stop the video here. See you very soon for a new one, ciao.